All right, it is Thursday night, so welcome to our team Zoom for Team Fit Legacy, and I'm really excited about this topic that I'm going to talk about because I feel like it helps to boost my business and it keeps my funnel from ever going dry. If you've ever opened up your notebook and your laptop or your phone and you're ready to start working, and you're like, I don't have anybody to talk to. This is going to be a great segue to get some new people in your funnel. All right, so hopefully you guys can see this. I'm not sure why that's there. And I'll try to go into presenting without kicking you off. No, we'll just go with it. Okay, so anyway, if we've never met in person, my name is Stephanie Lane, and I am just like you. I am busy. You know, we've got a lot going on, Jeremy and I and the kids, and, you know, all of us are just trying to make this work. We have this little side hustle going on that maybe we want to turn into our main hustle or give us some sort of freedom. So I'm going to hopefully give you a solution to some of the problems or things you've been facing, or just help keep that momentum up so that you don't run into any of those problems or issues that you're facing. A couple of housekeeping items I do want to talk about. I just opened up the Core to Force Sneak Peek launch group. Add people to that you think would be interested in the program. You can share it with your challengers. I don't care who's in that group. All I ask is that as a coach, you help me run it by finding transformation pictures, info, videos, you know, whatever you can find, and start dumping it in there, because what that's going to do is make people excited. We saw one video and we're all like losing our minds, so excited for this to come out in November. Well, we want your challengers to feel that same way, because that's going to boost your business in November and December. And then I'm going to say this year, November and December is the new January, because I have a feeling this is going to be big. So leverage it now by getting people in there and getting them excited, because it does take multiple exposures for people to see something, for it to click. So you want them to be excited for it when it comes out. We have a new banner in the team page that you can tag any of your new coaches in, because it has information and like kind of a checklist on how they can get started. I felt like before we had a lot of messiness in that, oh, I'm getting like things popping up. Can you guys not hear me? Okay, we're good. Never mind. Sorry, squirrel. Okay. I had it where people, they didn't have really direction. They didn't know what to do. New coaches couldn't find things. So it's all there in the top banner of the page. You just have to click it, tag your new coaches in it, or you can find things there too. And then Tuesday, I'm running a What is Coaching presentation. This is going to be fast. I'd like to keep it to 20 minutes because I know people don't have a lot of time. They don't have long attention spans. So you can invite any potential coaches to that. And then they just jump on, they listen. Afterwards, I'll post the recording. So if they miss it, they can't watch it live, you can then send that video to them to watch on their own schedule. So that'll be Tuesday, and I posted the event for that in the team page as well. And then last, the leaders of the team and I have been working on a really awesome training that we're going to launch in October, which will streamline how to get from coach to diamond. And there will be five different groups to which you level up, kind of like a video game. It'll be kind of cool. So keep your eyes peeled for that. That'll be really exciting. All right, so let's get into this free groups, because every time I run one of these now, it goes crazy. It wasn't always that way. So I'm going to talk about that. But these can definitely boost your business like crazy. So for me, the very first free group that I ran was in November of 2013, because I had gotten the information from Christine Dwyer at Platinum Edge that year. And at that point, I was like, I felt like I had gone through everybody that I knew. And I'm like, well, who do I talk to now? So I got this idea from her, and the first group that I ran was a clean eating group, and I posted about it and pumped it up for about a week. I had people in it, and that next month I hit Success Club 10. The 2 months before, I had been struggling really, really bad. That kind of September, October, November time, I was really struggling. And then in December, boom, it was so easy because I had filled my funnel. So this is a way to reach new people and to build trust with them and to get them working with you in a free way to where they build that trust. This is going to, these free groups teach people. So the ones that I've ran have all been food related, meal prep, crock pot, clean eating. There are so many others you can do, and we have a bunch in the Business in a Box. You can do financial groups, you can do reading clubs, personal development, I mean, whatever. But for me, I want to show that healthy food does taste good. And we focus on building a recipe book by doing these over and over and over. And that small changes over time lead to big results. So this, on average, when I run one of these, it'll funnel in about 75 to 150 people. Some of those might be repeats. This just keeps popping up. All right. Try to get that to go away. Okay. Some of these people might be current challengers or repeats, but I make sure everybody tags people so it's bringing in new people constantly. With those people coming into my group, that then gives me about 15 to 25 new like challengers or clients from those referrals and people tagging, because that's one of the things I ask is invite your friends. I want you to bring me people because that's going to then fill my funnel. When you do a clean eating group, usually a challenger will lose about 4 pounds in 5 days if their eating is really poor. And then you can use those testimonials to help boost your business also. And then you guys know I've hit Success Club for 47 months in a row. Next month will be 48 months, which is 4 years. So this can really help keep your funnel full. You're building relationships. You're bringing in quality over quantity. And I'm going to talk about how so. It leads into new paid challengers and then turning over to coaches. So this becomes a duplicatable system. We have a bunch of these in the Business in a Box already. If you haven't ever looked in there, they're already there for you to use. So you don't have to sit there and be like, well, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't even know where to start. I've been getting them from other coaches. I've been saving my own. I've been just throwing it all in there so that it's easy. Inside the Business in a Box, you'll find meal plans and grocery lists. You'll find other ideas for other groups. There's like a financial group, there's push-ups, there's planks, that kind of stuff. All of your people can get that free BOD for 30 days. So you could have like a BOD group, right? Where everybody signs up for the free account and the free business or Beachbody on Demand. And then maybe you pick out the workouts that they do, or you guys all do Chalene Extreme, like something. You'll also find FAQs. You'll find rules, inviting scripts, and daily posting guides. So that's all there for you to use if you don't want to spend the time coming up with your own at first. But you're always welcome to come up with your own too. Just share it back to the team. Now, the purpose of hosting these free challenges is because then it puts you as the leader. All these people see you as the go-to person, even if you didn't make up the stuff yourself. They don't know that. So it puts you as that, like, I'm going to go to this person when I need help. It's going to definitely give you confidence working with people, building trust. You're planting that Shakeology seed. I always talk about Shakeology. You get a bigger customer list. I know you shouldn't read off your slides, but I'll forget things if I don't. It adds to your network because you're asking people to give referrals and tags. Again, leads for your next challenge groups and paying it forward. We are here to help people. So I do think it's good to show people you offer something that's free. You don't always want people just to assume you only do paid groups. Free groups are an awesome way to just kind of pay it forward. Now, okay, so here is the step 1 of doing this. You need to make a public post about it. Yes, you can send out private messages all you want, but I do feel like that would take a lot of time. So what I do is I make a really cool picture and usually put my face on it so people don't steal it from me, because that happens. Let's just face it. And I'll say, calling all busy people who want to stay healthy, or calling all busy people, like what is in it for them? That's my first headline. What is in this for you? And some sort of like need or stress that you're going to fix. And then after that, I say, this is what you get. So you're going to get 7 crock pot meals. You're going to get all the grocery lists. You're going to get 21-day fix equivalents. People love that. I got a crazy message today from a lady that said that made her tear up because I helped her with just that little thing of telling her what the equivalents were. So I say, what's in it for you, and then how they can join. So for them to join, I make them comment below, and I also say tag your friends. If they comment but don't tag their friends, I reply to their comment and I say, great, tag your friends. Because I want, and that's how, when you guys look at mine and it has like 150 comments, that's why I'm making people tag people. So, and then also I reiterate that in the private message, which I'll get to in just a minute. So anyway, invite people. A lot of times I'll say at the bottom, no coaches, please. Or if I know they're a coach and I message them and I'll tell them this doesn't apply to you. This last group that I ran, the Crockpot Meals group, I was allowing coaches on our team to join, and I was allowing customers of our coaches on our team to join. So if you by chance have one of your customers in my group, they're still your customer. I don't steal customers. It's not, I don't work that way, but I let them in there because that's just going to help you in the long run. Right. So, yeah. And then you can also post another thing each day, like below that. So, kind of space it out, like every day leading up to it, make another comment below that post, because it's just going to keep repopulating in people's news feeds. Or you could post a new post every day. It really is up to you how you want to run that. But that's what I do personally. I just make the one and then just keep repopulating it. So your next step is to make a closed Facebook group. And I make it closed, and then I go and I edit the settings so that only I can add people to that group, because you'll have people that try to add all their friends, but they haven't gone through the steps that I need them to go through, and I'll talk about that in just a second. So make it so that you can only add people, and if you run this with other people, make each other admins. Make a cool banner so that, and then you can include in the banner how people participate. So you can say, like, post daily, check in your meals, like however you want them to do it. You can put those directions in the cover banner. There's nothing wrong with that. And then your next step is to add the challengers to the group. I'm going to move this because I can't see. Okay, so this is what I was talking about. So I require everybody to make a free profile with me as their coach to get in, unless they are one of my coach's customers. Then I'll let them in because we're all part of the team. So here's what I say exactly. I'm going to pull this up on my and I have it like a copy and paste thing on my phone. If you guys aren't doing that, you need to do that because it saves so much time. There it is. Okay. So when they comment below my post, I say, hey girl, I saw you commented to join in on my meal prep class. Would you like to participate in the group next week? Now you might think, well, why don't you just add them? You would be surprised how many people never respond to the first flippin' message. I don't want those people in my group. If they can't even message me back, they're not going to participate. And I don't want people that aren't going to participate, because then I'm going to get frustrated. So I message them. And then when they message me back and they're saying like, yeah, I want to join. And then I'll say, this is going to be so fun. I'm excited to have you. And then I reiterate what it is. I'll provide a grocery list and recipes for the 5 days of healthy meals, plus teach you how to meal prep for a whole week. All I ask is that so you're setting ground rules. You get excited, you participate, you ask friends to join you, and you make a free profile here with me as your coach. And then I provide the link. And then I say, let me know after you do that, and I will add you in. I'm going to post the shopping list Friday. We start Monday. See you there. So then there's a deadline. They have to do it by this certain date. So then I can see, because once they make the profile, it populates, in my back office. I can go look and see that they made that free profile. Now, some other things might happen. They might come back to you and they say, well, I already have an account. And then I say, oh, good. You already have a coach. Who's your coach? Do you work with them? Sometimes they'll say, oh, I was assigned somebody when I bought Insanity off Beachbody.com. You can switch that person to you. I think that's okay. If they are working with their coach, I ask them to go work with their coach, because I want integrity, and I don't want to take other people's customers. And then, or if it's a coach, if their coach is someone on the team, then I'll let them in. I'll just say, that's awesome. You know, stick with that person. I'm going to add you to the group anyway. So that's what I ask them to do to get in. I definitely, like, if we're doing a clean eating group, I ask them like what their goals are, why do they want to be in this group, stuff like that. And then if anybody doesn't respond to any of those steps, I just go back and I send another message, and I'm like, hey, you know, I know I get busy and forget to respond. We start this date. The cutoff day is this date. Do you still want to join in? And some people are like, oh yeah, I forgot. So that'll kind of bring that back. But that process is going to weed out the people who really don't care. The people who really, they just were excited and said yes, and they have no intention of actually following through. I don't want to work with people that don't follow through, because again, I'll be frustrated when they're not doing anything. So if they can't just do a simple task of making a free profile and just saying yes to my message, then that's going to weed out those that really don't want to join. Does that make sense? Anyway. All right, then my next step, and you gotta stick to your guns about that. There was a point where I didn't do that, and then I was getting frustrated, because then I would come to find out some of these people were already coaches, or they, you know, like there weird stuff happening. Okay, so your next step is then the week before, you can start leading up to things. Like I'll usually do like a welcome post. It kind of depends on how organized I am. Sometimes I open it a week ahead. Sometimes it's like a couple days ahead. So you don't have to do this stuff and you'll still be fine. But I'll say, you know, like introduce yourself, what's your favorite football team? You know, we're doing a crock pot group right now, so that's what we did. You can do like what to expect. You can do a little video. For my meal prep group, I did videos explaining how to meal prep. I thought that was important. They were like 2-3 minute videos, so easy. And you can talk about like what is clean eating. You can talk about Shakeology, the meal plan, all that. So that's leading up to the group. So this is the example I have for a clean eating group. Monday, you could say welcome, what to expect. Tuesday, you could post the FAQ and the rules, which are in the business in a box. Wednesday, you could post the what is clean eating post. Thursday, you talk about Shakeology. Friday, you post the meal plan and the grocery list. Everybody's expected to get their groceries and stuff that weekend, take their weights and measurements on Saturday, and then be ready to start Sunday, if that makes sense. So that's just an example of a clean eating group. Not all groups run that way, so it just kind of depends. All right, then the challenge week, make sure you're posting daily in there. So like right now I'm doing a crock pot group where I gave them everything ahead of time. They have all the recipes and they have all the grocery list, but I'm still going to check in with them daily. You know, what are you having today? What's been your favorite meal? I'm going to talk about clean eating. I'm going to talk about Shakeology. I'm going to talk about my next upcoming challenge group. So, you know, you're going to be talking about getting to know your group, talking about things. If you are co-hosting, like if you don't want all that responsibility, co-host with somebody. It lightens the load for everybody. And then make sure you like, comment, and like get conversations on all your posts. You're building a relationship with these potential customers, and participate with them. And then Friday, you want them to post their testimonials or how it went. Before I do that, I also have added in recently, and I don't know why I didn't put this on there. I have options to go into a prize drawing, and the activities that I have them do help to boost my business as well. So one of the things that I have my crockpot group and my meal prep group and all that stuff is they have to post something publicly on their Facebook and tag me in it. So whether that's their grocery haul or their favorite recipe, or like the meal prep group had to take a picture of their meal prep and tag me in it and say something about it. Then they go into a drawing for a prize, and then people are like, oh, well, what's going on? Like I've had more people want to join in on future groups and stuff, or if it works, they can join in on that group just from their friends posting it and sharing the excitement that way too. So, okay. Then afterwards, you can always give bonuses. Like in my crockpot group right now, I added 2 extra bonus recipes. It was like crockpot applesauce and like bacon pork chops or something like that. Sunday, promote your challenge group. You need to talk about it again and be like, last call, I'm only accepting this many people. I don't want you to miss out, whatever. Post it loud. And then that following Wednesday, close out the group. You can remove everybody and close it down, or you can leave it open. I mean, that's your prerogative, what you want to do, but your choice. And then the last thing I do is I go and I message every single challenger. And I just say, thank you for participating. How did it go? What was your favorite? Just to build that relationship. And then after they respond, I invite them again personally to the challenge group. Because a lot of times when you put that one big post out in your group, not everybody's going to jump on that, like they're like, oh, whatever. But if you invite them specifically and you say, hey, we're doing this awesome whatever group, I would love to have you in it. So, or like if they've lost weight, you want to keep that going. So, and then ask them their goals and kind of start that conversation to lead over to joining your challenge group. And my exact process of inviting someone to a challenge group is also in the Business in a Box. Imagine that. So you have my exact words there. Okay, so messaging all challengers afterwards is a big key part. And then really consistency. Setting yourself up as a person that does these. You don't have to do them every month. Maybe you do them every other month or every third month, but you should have something that people can join that's for free, because I think that's really important. You can team up with other coaches to lighten the load. You're leading by example, so you can't expect your coaches to do anything that you don't do. Trust the process that this works, like especially the part about making the free account with you. That's so important. There's no magic formula, but I don't know. I think there's a couple key points in there, like messaging them afterwards and making sure they make a profile with you. They need to have some link to you. They need to have some skin in the game. They're not paying for it. So why is it, it's not that big of a deal. And then you can always, reevaluate and evolve how it goes. I've ran some really terrible ones, trust me, but I'm always learning. Save your templates. Dump them in the Business in a Box, reuse them. I did a meal prep one last year and a crock pot one last year, the exact same months that I'm doing these. And guess what? It's the exact same PDF file. And nobody said anything yet. But I mean, if they were in both groups, why haven't they learned already? But anyway, the other thing that's important is you run your business. Don't let other people tell you how to run it. So I did this one last crockpot group. I had one lady say to me, well, I thought it was free. I thought there weren't any strings attached. And I said, it is free. You just need to make a free profile with me as your coach. And then afterwards you can use all the resources that are on that website in your free account. And she's like, well, that's what I mean by strings attached. And I was like, well, I'm sorry. That's the only thing I ask. And she said, thanks, but no thanks. And I was like, this is my business, not your business. So I'm going to run it the way I want to. So if that ever happens, just be aware that it can happen. But that's very rare. Out of like 300 people, one person said that and she was all upset about it. And I have no idea why. So anyway, just have fun with it. You're meeting new people. You're meeting new customers, potential coaches. You might have a group with 100 and you might have a group with 10. And that's completely okay. And the chat bar is going off the hook again. If you're doing a meal prep group, plan as part of your clean eating group and it includes Shakeology and they haven't purchased it yet. So I will say this is what I recommend, but if you don't have it, this is what you can do. And it's like usually like a yogurt smoothie. And I'm like, this doesn't have near what Shakeology has. So you can, and if you open it early enough, they could order a sampler or order their set. So let's see. Oh yeah, you guys answered your own questions. Ha, you're so smart. All right, so let's see, we're at 8:27. I am going to, well, you can unmute yourselves if you have any questions or added comments to this. Do you guys have anything you want to add in? I think all you have to do is click your little microphone. Okay.
I've definitely run groups with like 10 people in them before.
It's okay. It's like running a challenge group and there's like crickets. It happens to everybody. It's just, it is what it is. I do like to take holidays and stuff into consideration. Holidays, like back to school, stuff like that. Like if you can solve a problem or like, so let's take Thanksgiving and you run a free group the week after Thanksgiving when everybody feels like crap, or you run a group that's like the beginning of the month to combat what you're going to gain, or the week before Thanksgiving, like look hot at Thanksgiving and then stuff yourself. I don't know. Okay.
I like them. They're fun. Sometimes they go really well and sometimes they don't, but it's just trial and error,
Yeah.
like with everything else.
Exactly. But
it's also,
oh, go ahead.
I'm with you. Like, make sure they sign up for the free thing. And if they're working with a coach already, then just basically tell them, hey, I understand, but I don't like to step on toes, yada, yada, yada. I mean, that's what I do. But I'm with you, Stephanie. Like, I don't anymore. It's like they've got to sign up for the free account. If they don't, then they clearly don't want the information bad enough to take 5 minutes to do that.
Yeah. And it definitely is a great weeding out process for sure. It's going to get rid of those people that don't really have the intention.
Exactly.
Where does this lead?
Yeah, I've used that. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
I use the free groups, and I a long time ago I was having people sign up for the free accounts, and I was getting the same rebuttals. But then I switched it to them not making my free coach. I just switched it away as I could keep the clients in the group organized. And if I worded it like that, then they had no problem with it. Like it was all in how you presented it to them. But it did help me have that. And in the long run, then they're always in your client base. Even if they only do your free group, they're still getting your emails if you're doing marketing that way. So just because they don't buy anything from you or do anything like that, you still have their contact info for later.
Exactly.
Yeah. And you
I know some coaches. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, Jeremy a lot of times does fitness free groups, and do you do it in a private group or an event? I can't remember.
Events are because everybody can see the events. If they're private groups, then it's harder. But if they're like events, it's crazy because you just get the most random people joining in. So I just let after a while, like it gets down to like 20 days, and people just start asking to be in it. But it's really hard to monitor everybody.
Sorry, Kaylee.
But
can you hear me? You guys are like cutting out.
I can hear you just fine. It's probably that both Jeremy and I are streaming, so we're gonna.
Oh, that could be. Aha. I was going to say the other thing I've seen coaches do too, if you're new to running free groups and you're worried about people freaking out about the sign up, whatever, just have them do it and basically just tell them, hey, sign up because that's the way that I keep track of everyone. And that way I have your email so I can email you out the grocery list or something, or I'm emailing the grocery list or blah, blah, blah. So that way you have another reason to have them make that free group if you have people that you think are going to be like freaking out about a free account or whatnot.
I just
like add value. Like there's a million freaking amazing recipes and emails that go out on the Beachbody blogs and whatnot that are super valuable. Like you might as well tell them they can take advantage of all those recipes and things like that with the free account.
Yeah. Like I said, I've only had one person be weird about that. I was just like, really? Like, I don't want to work with you anyway if you're going to like be so weird about that.
Exactly.
But
I was gonna say something, and I totally forgot about that, Stephanie. That I've done both events and private groups. The events go over way better. In the events, if you go back into it and that's what I'm gonna do because I totally forgot about it. You just light bulbs went off. I go back in and I comment on the group that hey, I'm starting another one, and these people just come out of the woodwork. And at least if you're trying to help people, because that's our ultimate goal is just trying to help people in the long run and not trying to sell them crap. So it's just there'll be random people, and then it's just building your list even farther. So
I like that idea. That's a good idea.
oh, the other thing I forgot to say was I get a lot of people that ask about that Crock-Pot group, other coaches. because it gets populated a lot. And they're like, what is in there? I went to freaking Pinterest and I picked like 5 healthy recipes, and I, kind of tweaked them a little bit, made them into one document with pictures, typed up all the groceries. So that was the work that I had to do, was I had to compile all the groceries into one list and then saved it as a PDF. And I mean, that's it. Like, there's my secret. I went to Pinterest. So
do you give out all the recipes like on before the day? So you give out the grocery list and all the recipes at once?
For the Crock-Pot group and the meal prep group, yes. For a clean eating group, no. I give it to them one day at a time.
Okay.
And the reason I do that is to keep them engaged.
Mm-hmm.
They have a reason to check back in the group. It's harder to do that with like a group like this, I guess, the Crock-Pot group and stuff, because they have to like make their menu, and the meal prep group too. So, all right. Well, we have some really exciting things coming up, you guys. I am so excited for really everything. The quarter force and the new level up training that we're doing. And so anyways, I hope you guys invite some people to our What is Coaching call on Tuesday. And then Thursday will be another Q&A session. So send your questions or post them in the team page or send them to me. If you could ask a successful coach anything, what would you ask them? Like, what would you want to know? Like kind of the secrets and the nitty gritty and stuff like that. So be thinking of that between now and next Thursday, and I'll see you guys soon, okay? Everybody have a good night.
Night.
Bye.